Si on a pas mal, on ne sait pas sentir la différence entre qu'on se sent bien.
Je suis curieux de savoir comment ça va se terminer entre nous deux.
Good evening, Sabine. We are here in Prizren, just right after the end of the film. It's a wonderful film. For the third time I saw it. So.
Great.
And we have the audience, and also I think the audience is in Belgrade, in Zagreb, in other places are also seeing this picture from the big screen. So maybe you can say hello to them as well. The film premiered in ITVA. I remember when it was there, and also it was in Belgium. I'm not sure, but I wanted to ask you if the film was on the cinemas in Belgium and Netherlands.
Yes, and Denmark.
And Denmark, and also if you know, did it spark any sort of debate about alcoholism, for example? How does it? Is there anything, for example, showing in the cinemas, made any review, and then there was any debate around the alcoholism, for example?
We didn't do any. Yeah, I mean, there's always people who ask questions, but very often there are people, which is everywhere in the world. I think we went to some festivals. There's a lot of people who have people with an alcoholic problem in their family or in their friends, friends around them. So sometimes it really touches upon people because of personal experiences. So then, of course, they ask questions about it or we talk about it. But we did not do any specific debates on alcoholism in that sense.
And it didn't, I mean, the showing in the cinemas didn't spark any debate in, I don't know, in the medias or... More questions. One is from Marina asking why this title, and I think you can explain.
That's a very good question. We were, when we started the project, it was called The End of Belgium, which was, because the idea was we were going to make a film about the collapse of Belgium, which was a terrible, terrible idea, but, well, we are definitely no filmmakers who are very good at making these kind of more political films, and we were were drawn to them all the time, and, how to say this? Well, Niels and I, we are also a couple, and but we were fighting a lot because I don't know if anybody's in there works together with their partner. It's very, very difficult. And so we were fighting a lot during this film, but never about the film actually. And all the time when we were sitting in the car from Amsterdam where we live to Belgium, it's about a 6-hour drive. We listened very often to this Belgian singer Zagreb, which is one of its most famous song is Nummer Quitte Pas. And we thought like Nummer Quitte Pas should be the title of the film. And we always said like, yeah, this is the title. And I remember Bob once asking us like, so what is going to be the title? And we said Nummer Quitte Pas, and he said, which means don't leave me, of course in French. And he said, so this film is not only about us, it's also about you guys. So.
Okay, we have another question from Skopje asking, why did you choose an American commercial song at the end?
Yeah, actually, we thought this was fantastic, but we did not choose this song. We went home with Marcel, and he was making food for himself, and he said like, there's always this one song I listen to on repeat, and he puts this song on, and we thought it was the exact, it's a bit kitsch, this song. It's rock set. We actually went to see one of our concerts this year. But it's also a song that I remember when I was a teenager. It's just so everybody knows this song. Although it's very kitsch, but everybody knows it, and it somehow reminds of this heartache you can have like the first time your heart is broken. And for him, and it's not even the original version. I mean, it's a cover from a Belgian French singer, which is very badly produced, but it's somehow it works. And for me, I can call it a guilty pleasure, but I mean, if I listen to this song, it hits, it touches me.
Hello.
Hello.
This is Albert.
Okay, I don't see you, but I can hear you.
Okay, I see you.
Okay, great.
I have two questions. And first, let me congratulate you on the film. It's the first time I see it.
Great.
I'm sure you've received this question many times before, because the film is 3 years old now, right? So the border, I guess, between documentary, non-fiction, and fiction in this film, for me, is very, very thin. How would you define the genre of your film? Where does it fall, or does it have to fall somewhere? Because I like the blending of the genres, actually. That's what was very, very interesting, and of course the comedy parts in the film. I think that I asked you how long you followed the subjects, and I guess you still maintain contact and a relationship with them.
Yeah. Well, we kind of, while we were making the film, but especially while we were editing the film, we really enjoy looking at them, and we really enjoy that they give us so much access to their lives. So we were I mean, it's documentary in the sense that they're not we didn't pay them to start with, and it's actually them. They do what they do, and we really spend a lot of time waiting for it to happen. So we don't ask him to act, although, well, sometimes, I mean, like when Marcel jumps in the pool, for instance, this is something he wanted to jump with his motorcycle in the pool, but we thought that was a bit too much, so we kind of had fun with these kind of things. Then the structure of this film, I think, is very fiction-like. It's also what we wanted, because we wanted that people would like when with the opening and the car driving and with the music. For us, it was very important that you could sit down in your chair and feel like, okay, a movie is going to start. You know, like we can laugh with them. You know, although sometimes it's very hard and it's difficult, or sometimes it's a rough story, I think. But it's also, they laugh with it, and it's also we want to get this fiction element in it to make sure that there's that it's a bit lighter also, and it's also to make it a real story.
Les gens qui ne veulent pas se suicider seuls.
Non, voilà.
Ils veulent tuer des autres gens en même temps.
Yeah, well, it is interesting, that feeling of a broad audience. You have the feeling like millions of people are watching the video with you. And I think it's even better when you actually can hear the director talking about their idea, and you can ask whatever you want. You cannot have that like when you watch movies on TV or somewhere else.
Ndok shumë ide e mirë dhe shumë origjinale për me pas, domethënë me pas në plot vende plotësi dhe me votu dhe me pa një farë dallimi të votave, domethënë që janë për një film dhe shihet që janë për një film për një vend tjetër. Normalisht është mirë me ditë edhe pse është ajo, nëse na nuk e dim pse Podgorica për shembull edhe notën më të ulët dhe dikush e ta më të madh. Edhe në anën tjetër, ideja sa një më e mirë për atë kësaj është domethënë që po mundën këtë njëjtën kohë me pas qasje të regjisoria, edhe po më duket që edhe kvaliteti i pyetjeve ka shumë i mirë, masherë për shumë vendeve të ndryshme, domethënë edhe këtë mbulum, këtë pyetje që i pata për veten në vërtet, u mbulun edhe prej pyetjeve në Ljubljana, në vende të tjera. Po në përgjithësi më dok iniciativë shumë origjinale, tepër origjinale dhe u përfasova në vërtet që ke filmin në njëjtin vend, njëjti film në 6 vende që u shfaqte.
Il y a des gens qui ne veulent pas se suicider seuls.
Non, voilà.
Ils veulent tuer des autres gens en même temps pour être accompagnés.
Il vaut mieux qu'on le fasse ensemble.
Voilà.